Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Anuta, the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. And today we're going to do this beautiful pattern for a card holder. Here it is. It looks like this, and for this one I've used my 100% cotton yarn, and for this particular project I've used my 3.5 mm of the hook. So let's begin. So here it is. We'll start with a slip knot. So just have your yarn and we will have a slip knot here like this, and now we will chain up 20 here. So here it is. It's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 18 19 and 20. So here it is. We got over this 20 chains, and now we will turn our work. So turn your work, and now we will skip over this first chain. So skip at this first chain. This is the back part. I'm working at the back part of my chains, and skip at this first chain. Go to the second chain. This is the back side of the second chain. Insert your hook into the second chain and grab your yarn and have your one single crochet here. And now here we will have a stitch marker. So just have your stitch marker. This is your first stitch, and now we will go to this same chain for one more time, and we will insert our hook into this same chain. Insert your hook, grab your yarn and have your another single crochet. So here it is. Into the second chain have 2 single crochets, and now we will have 1 single crochet into each chain until the end of our this chains. So here it is. Again we will go to this next chain, insert your hook into this next chain, and we will have only 1 single crochet here. Go to this next one, insert your hook, grab yarn and have 1 single crochet here. So here it is. Only into the second chain have 2 single crochets, and then have 1 single crochet into each chain and go until the end of your chains. And I'm gonna meet you at the end of my this chains, and by the end we will have 20 single crochets, 20. So just keep on having 1 single crochet into each chain, and I will meet you at the end with my 20 single crochets. Here it is. It looks like this. And here it is. I got my this 20 single crochets, and now we will go to this last chain. Now here we got our this 28th single crochet. Now here into this last chain we will add another 3 single crochets. So here it is. Insert your hook into this last chain and have your 3 more single crochets here. So it's 21, 22 and 23. Here it is. It looks like this, and now we will turn our work and we will start working on the second side, the other side of our this chains. So here it is. Turn your work and just go to this first chain. This is your first chain. Here it is. Insert your hook into this first chain and grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Go to this next one, insert your hook, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Again, go to this next chain, insert your hook, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Here it is. Now keep on having 1 single crochet into each chain until here, until you're the second last chain. So this is your last chain. This one is your last chain. Until you're the second last chain, have 1 single crochet into each chain, and by the end you're going to have your 40 single crochets. So in total you're going to have your 40 single crochets. So here it is. Just keep on having your 1 single crochet into each chain, and I'm going to meet you here with my 40th single crochet. Remember, into my this second last chain, this one. And here it is. I got my this 40 single crochets. Here it is. It looks like this, and now we will go to this last chain. So this is our last chain, and here into this last chain we will have 2 single crochets into this last chain. So we got 40 single crochets in total, and now we will go to this last chain and we will add another 2 single crochets here. So that's going to be our 41 and 42 single crochets. So remember, we have 42 single crochets all the way around, and our base is ready for this card holder. Here it is. It looks like this, and now I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker, and I will insert my hook into my this first stitch. So here it is. Insert your hook into this first stitch, grab a yarn and have 1 slip stitch here. Here it is. And that's how we will finish our this round number 1. And now we will have a chain 1, and I will go to this back loop of my this first stitch. So here it is. Remember, this is our first stitch. We have our slip stitch here and a chain 1, and now we will again go to that same stitch, our first stitch, but instead of having our stitch like this, we will go to the back loop only. So go to this back loop, insert your hook into the back loop of your this next stitch, into this first stitch, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet here. Here it is. So this is going to be your first single crochet, and you can have a stitch marker here just to remember. And here it is. This is your first stitch. Now we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch from our previous round, but our every stitch will be a back loop only single crochet. So here it is. This is our first stitch. Go to this next stitch. This is our second stitch. Insert your hook into the back loop of your this next stitch and grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook into the back loop, not into the stitch, into the back loop here like this, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook into the back loop of your next stitch, grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Now keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch, and remember, all of our stitches will be back loop only stitches, and I'm going to meet you at the end of my this round number 2, with my 42 stitches. So remember, we are going to have exact number of stitches. We're going to have 42 stitches, and we will have all of the stitches back loop only single crochets, and I'm going to meet you at the end here. And here it is. At the end of my this round number 2, my work looks like this, and I got my this all 42 stitches, all single crochets back loop only. And here it is. This is my last stitch. Now here, this one is our slip stitch and a chain 1, so we will skip over this next 2 stitches. We are not going to count this 2 as our stitches. This is our last stitch and this is our first stitch, and we will go directly into our this first stitch. Now here, I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker. So have the stitch marker on the first stitch of your this round number 3, and now onwards we will start working in a spiral way. So we'll not have any slip stitch, or we will not have any chain 1, but we will start working with our first stitch directly. So here it is. Have you this first stitch, first single crochet here, and now I will have another 2 single crochets into my this first stitch. So this is my first stitch. I've already made my this first single crochet of my round number 3 here. Now I will have another 2 single crochets into my this same first stitch. So here it is. Have 2 more single crochets here, so it's 1 and 2. Here it is. And now we got 3 single crochets into this first stitch, and now we will skip over this next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. We will skip over this next 2 stitches, and we will go to this third stitch here, and we will have another 3 single crochets into this next stitch. So here it is. It's 1, 2 and 3. Again, we will skip over this next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. We will skip over this next 2 stitches, and we will go to the stitch after that. So this is going to be our third stitch, and here we will have another 3 single crochets. So here it is. It's 1, 2 and 3. Again, we will skip over this next 2 stitches, and we will go to this third stitch, and we will have another 3 single crochets into this 1 stitch. So it's 1, 2 and 3. And now keep on repeating this pattern all the way around, and by the end you're going to have your 42 single crochets. So keep on skipping this next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, go to this third stitch and have 3 single crochets into this third stitch, and keep on repeating this pattern, and by the end you're going to have your 42 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you at the end of this round number 3. And my work will be somewhere here, because here we have already started our work directly. So this is our first stitch, and that's going to be your last stitch, where you're going to have your last 3 single crochets, because after that you're going to skip next 2 stitches. So here it is. I'm going to meet you on this stitch, and on this stitch I'm going to have my 42 single crochets. My 3 single crochets will be on this stitch here, and here it is. At the end of my this round number 3, it looks like this, and I got my this 42 single crochets, and here it is. I got my this last 3 stitches on my this stitch, and I'm going to skip my this next 2 stitches. So here it is, it's 1 and 2. We will skip over this next 2 stitches, and that's going to be our first stitch of our round number 3. Now here we will directly start working on our round number 4. So just take out the stitch marker and go to this first stitch, insert your hook into this first stitch. So skip this next 2 stitches, go to this first stitch, insert your hook, and here again have 3 single crochets into this first stitch. So here it is, it's 1, 2, and 3. And now into this first stitch, have your this stitch marker, so that you will remember that this is your first stitch of your round number 4, and here it is. It looks like this. And now we will repeat our round number 3 here. So again, we will skip over this next 2 stitches. So it's 1 and 2. We will skip over this next 2 stitches, and we will go to the stitch after that. And here again, we will have 3 single crochets into this stitch. It's 1, 2, and 3. Again, skip this next 2 stitches, go to the stitch after that, and have another 3 single crochets into this 1 stitch. And now keep on repeating your round number 3 here, and I'm going to meet you at the end of my this round number 4. Again, for this round number 4, I'm going to have my 42 stitches, 42 single crochets, and my last 3 stitches will be on this stitch. So here it is, this is our first stitch of our round number 4, and at the end we will skip over this last 2 stitches. So here it is, our last 3 single crochets will be on this stitch, and in total we're going to have 42 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you at the end. And here it is, at the end of my this round number 4, it looks like this. And now I got my this 42 stitches here, and now again I'm going to skip my this last 2 stitches. So it's 1 and 2. I'm going to skip my this last 2 stitches, and that's going to be my first stitch. And here I'm going to have my first stitch of my round number 5. Now here keep on repeating your round number 4 until your round number 13. So here again I'm going to repeat my round number 4. So skip your this next 2 stitches, go to this first stitch, insert your hook into this first stitch, and have 3 single crochets here. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Do not forget to have your stitch marker on every first stitch of your every round. So here it is, just gonna have my this stitch marker on my this first stitch, and now again I will skip my this next 2 stitches, and we'll go to this third stitch, and we'll have 3 single crochets here. Now keep on repeating your round number 4 until your round number 13. Or if you want to have a bigger size of your this card holder, you can go up to extra rows. I'm going to go up to my round number 13, and I'm going to meet you after my round number 13. So just keep on repeating your round number 4 here until your round number 13, and I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is, after my round number 13, it looks like this, and I got my this 42 stitches here on my this round number 13 as well. And now here I'm just going to take out my this stitch marker, and will skip my this next 2 stitches. So here it is, I got my this last 3 stitches here. I will skip my this next 2 stitches, and I will go to this first stitch of my round number 13, and we'll have 1 single crochet here of my round number 14. Now here, if you want, you can have a stitch marker. Here it is. That's going to be our first stitch of your round number 14, and now we will have 1 single crochet into each stitch here. So here it is, we got about this first single crochet here. We will go to this next stitch, and we will have 1 single crochet here, and go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet here. Again, go to this next stitch and have 1 single crochet here, go to this next one and have 1 single crochet here, and go to this next one and have 1 single crochet here. So here it is, keep on having 1 single crochet into each stitch, and by the end you're going to have your 42 single crochets. And remember, your last stitch will be here. We will not skip the next 2 stitches on this round number 14. So you're going to have your 42 stitches, 1 single crochet into each stitch, and I'm going to meet you here. And here it is, I got my this 42 single crochets of my round number 14, and it looks like this. And now just take out my this stitch marker, and I will insert my hook into my this first stitch of my round number 14. So here it is, just insert your hook grab a yarn, and here we will have a slip stitch. So just have a slip stitch. Now this slip stitch is going to be your first stitch of your round number 15. Now round number 15 is going to be our last round, so just have one slip stitch here and have your this stitch marker here. Here it is. And now just remember, whenever you're having the slip stitches, to have your hand a little loose, because your slip stitches can shrink your work. So just keep that in mind, that your hand should be little loose and your stitches should not be too tight, because the tight stitches will shrink your work. So just keep that in mind. And now we will have one slip stitch into each stitch all the way around, and we will have our 42 slip stitches for this round number 15. So here it is. We got over this first slip stitch. We will go to this next one, insert your hook, grab yarn and have one slip stitch. Go to this next one, insert your hook, grab yarn and have one slip stitch. So here it is. Keep on having one slip stitch into each stitch, and by the end you're going to have your 42 slip stitches, and I'm going to meet you by the end of this round number 15. And here it is. After my round number 15, it looks like this. And now this is my last stitch, and here I'm just going to cut my yarn. So here it is. Just cut your yarn and secure this last stitch. Remember, I haven't made the last slip stitch yet. This is my 42nd slip stitch. So this one is my 42nd stitch, and this is my first stitch of my round number 15. And I'm just going to take out this stitch marker here. Just have a needle here, and I will go to this next stitch. So here it is. This is our last work stitch. This one is our last work stitch. I will go to this next stitch. This is my first stitch. So here it is. Insert your needle like this and have your yarn at the back. And now this is your last work stitch. Insert your needle into this loop. Insert your needle like this and take it out from the back. And here it is. This is your nicely knitted stitch, and you can see your stitch looks like this. You can easily stretch the stitch just to make sure that you have a correct size. And here it is. It looks like this. And now just hide this end in, and I'm going to meet you after that. Here it is, and it looks like this. And now we will attach our button in here. You can use any fancy button here. So I'm going to use this one, and I will just attach this one, and I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is. After this button, it looks like this. And now we will create a little loop here for this button. Now the size of your loop will depend on this button size. So if you have a bigger button, just have a bigger loop, and if you have a smaller one, just consider to have a smaller loop. You can have your yarn in here, and I will simply start with a slip knot. Here it is. And now let me have 10 chains. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And I'm gonna check this one, and I guess it's gonna be completely all right. So I'm gonna have 10 chains here, and I will simply cut this yarn and secure this last stitch. And now I will go at the back. So here it is. Just go at the back somewhere here, or you can use this smaller hook and just simply have an idea, because this one is in the middle. So just have an idea somewhere in here, and just simply insert this hook here, somewhere here. And now I will attach this chains to create loop. I'm just gonna go again to that same space, and will grab this another end of this chains. And here it is. Your loop is ready, and now you can have a couple of knots here, so that this loop will be nicely tight and secure. And now we will hide over these two ends in, and I'm gonna meet you after that. Here it is. Just hide these two ends in somewhere here, and then I'm gonna meet you after that. And here it is. Your card holder is ready, and you can simply take out your loop from here, and you can open this one up. Here it is. Your card holder, nice and beautiful. A little one is ready, and it looks like this. hit this. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.